Audio Jungle. Welcome, this is the Magnus Archives.
The finale was today.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like the series finale, like the actual final one?
Yeah, I haven't really been keeping up, but I saw spoilers for it.
Oh my god. I didn't know they would end it. It was going on for like years.
Mm-hmm.
I
think it was always gonna have 5 seasons, and just with the hiatuses they took and stuff, it just ended up being today.
Okay, yeah. It's like Steven Universe, in a way.
Mm. Like, you never really think it's gonna end, and then it just does.
Yeah, and you're like, what am I doing with my life? I just spent this whole time waiting for my favorite show to end, and then now I'm like, I don't know what my purpose is now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, how have you been, though?
More or less okay. School's been rough.
I feel that. Are you taking online or like in person?
It's a mix. Mostly online, although I have a couple that are in person.
Yeah. I decided to just take a break from college because I actually wanted to, maintain my sanity. I tried taking one
That's
semester.
smart.
Yeah, I tried taking one semester online, and I'm like, this is not good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking this semester. I'm taking a break, but maybe in the summer, like I'll do it. I'm just annoyed that they don't have anything for animation or anything.
I took last semester off. Now I kind of wish I'd taken this semester off as well, because I'm not suited for online classes.
Yeah. I know how.
It takes an amount of self-discipline that I just do not have.
And plus, it's just bullshit. Because it's like, you have to deal with your own internet. Because did you know, I had a final... Sorry if my mouth sounds full, because I'm like eating beef. Carne asada. I didn't eat, like, this was my dinner. But like, we've done weirder shit on the podcast before.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's just, I had a final project where it was like some stupid video about, like I had to make a topic about something, and it was like literally like me, like recording myself at 3 a.m. going like, so, I don't know what social isolation is, can you please tell me what it is? And it was it's like just a really dumb video. I couldn't upload it because my internet kept going out, so I had to explain to the professor that it was my internet, Yeah. And it was just a whole like shit show. I hated it so much, and I had to do finals on my birthday too. Remember that day? Like we watched the Gorillaz concert. That was like, I did finals, that day. What were you gonna say before?
I honestly I don't remember. I'm eating beef too now. My parents sent me some beef jerky.
Isn't it weird that the English language is like the only language where we say different words for like the type of the meat the animal's from? So it's like...
No, they do that. They do that another one. Like, pork is pork in French.
I knew it was those damn French. They're always so class-based. Because that's where it came from. It was just like upper class, lower class, and like they just called the meat the different things from the animal just because they weren't the ones that worked with the animals, so the vocabulary like divided, I guess. I find like linguistics history and stuff like that really really interesting,
Yeah. There's some like indigenous Australian language where the word for dog is dog, which is just hilarious to me, like for no reason.
Yeah.
It's just the same as in English.
Oh, well, like, why does the Japanese say like miriku instead of onishi or something? Because it's like what it is. Like they always say like miriku tea, miriku lemon and stuff. So like that's another mystery. I think it's just because they're so infatuated with Americans. Like, I saw this video of a YouTuber Too Mad. I've been really into like certain YouTubers recently, like Too Mad and Scott the Woz. Like one fills in my funny need and one fills in my like my interest in gaming. So like you know, but like they're both really funny, and he's telling a story of how he went to Japan. He's like a big fat black man. And yeah, that was like interesting for him because like, you know, he felt like he was like in a completely alien place. Like everyone looked at him like he was like a rare unicorn, you know. It was like, yeah, but he kind of was at that point. But like there was like people, he like went to a school, and then he said like people were asking him like, are saying to him like, well, you guys are just better than us. And it's like, he's like, what do you mean? He's like, you know, better. So I guess I mean like that America's better than them or something, like Americans. But
which is funny because there's so many Americans that have that opinion about Japan.
That's true. Yeah, it's like vice versa. It's really interesting because I'm sure there's like really crappy stuff about both countries. Like specifically with us, it's like we have the highest gun violent rates in the world. And like,
yeah, and Japan's crime rate in general is way lower.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's people. All people do is probably stabbings. Is there, right? Like, there's just stabbings and stuff.
In terms of like murders and violent crimes.
And like homicides, yeah. Like here, it's mostly just like gun violence.
I was like comparing the rate of violent crime in Japan to specifically in Albuquerque. Because I was bored one time and I was like, oh yeah.
Because you wanted to go to Japan. I get it. You're a weeb. Okay.
No, I was just bored and I was thinking about
kidding.
Yakuza.
Yeah, I know. You're so interested in that game. Like, yeah, I see you on Twitter tweet about it like all the time. That's all you tweet about. And then you change your name to like Goro Majima's like Adderall prescription.
Listen, like I genuinely think
It's
that
fine.
if Majima went to a psychiatrist, he would get diagnosed with ADHD. He wouldn't get prescribed Adderall because that's illegal in Japan, but he would definitely be diagnosed with ADHD.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it because you want him to be like you are, or?
No, it's just like
I don't know much about the character. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Well, it's partially that. Partially it's me projecting and being like,
yeah,
we're the same, obviously.
Yeah,
but also
that's
like
what I mean.
there's a spin-off where you fight zombies called Yakuza Dead Souls, and Majima is one of the main characters in that. And it's revealed that he can't memorize strings of numbers very well, has a really poor memory, and doesn't even remember his own phone number. So like,
it's weird because I'm really good at remembering numbers, but I'm bad at remembering names. You know, like I suck at remembering names so bad. But I'm easy. I mean, like I've heard like things like where it's like people who are interested in like economics and stuff, like they're good at remembering numbers and stuff. I do not like math. For some reason, I'm good at remembering numbers. I don't know.
I'm good at remembering like abstract information. I cannot remember numbers. I have difficulty remembering names.
Yeah, it's a really, I feel like really embarrassed when I can't. You know, it's just it's like almost like I do a bunch of things to like hate myself, and then I'm like, it's actually fine though, you know. So I'm just kind of like my biggest enemy, pretty much.
Yeah. And part of executive dysfunction, which you know is part of ADHD.
Yeah, exactly.
Is emotional regulation. Like we have more difficulty regulating our emotions than most people do. So like self-esteem issues are really common in people with ADHD.
Yeah, I have like really high self-esteem issues, but like what it is, it's like people's expectations of you compared to like yourself, and you have that ingrained in you. Because like for the longest time, my mom has always been like God damn it, like she's just like really annoyed with like my behavior and stuff, and I'm like, I literally can't control myself right now. What can I do? You know?
Yeah.
And then she's just like, you know, it's been this blame game for years, but you know, I'm trying to like help myself a bit, you know.
Because like on the one hand, like you know, you're still a human being who has autonomy and stuff.
I'm a human being with flaws.
Yeah, but like you don't like, you're not completely at the mercy of your brain, but like at the same time you have less control of your actions than like a person might expect.
Yeah.
Like I still make decisions, you know, I'm still a person. I'm not just like,
yeah,
you know, at the mercy of my ADHD. But also like there are things that are genuinely much harder for me than for most people.
It's really loud. Are you like not in town right now? Or are you like where are you right now?
Oh, I'm in DC right now.
Oh yeah. I get that stuff like here where because my room is like next to the street, like directly. I'll just
Same
like
here.
just have like race like sports cars like really loud outside. People just love to have loud engines that sound like the world is ending. You know, just like all the time. Like I kind of get it because it's like they love cars that much, but it's just it for other people that don't give a shit. It's really irritating. I'm just letting all the people that like hear this know that it's kind of irritating. But yeah, whatever. Um, but yeah, like just recently I've been struggling with having good productive habits and stuff because
Yeah.
I don't know if I wanted you to know I didn't make the Friday Night Funkin' jam this time, but I think I'm good just making an animation for it because I know it's like a popular thing that I'm kind of obsessed with right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's good enough because it'll get me probably some views and stuff. But like
Yeah.
I remember beating myself up so much like I didn't make the collab because it was like kind of shining out like my flaws with like me thinking I'm lazy and stuff, and it was just probably like I was going through a lot of stress like earlier in the month, and I had to take a break from some things. Like I took like a week break off the internet and stuff, and that felt really good,
Yeah, that's smart.
because like yeah, it was kind of being the source of like all my stress at that point. So yeah, like, and I can totally understand what those people feel now, like those other content creators and stuff, where they're just like, oh god, I can't handle this, even though that like other people are like, well, you're living the best life and stuff. It's like everyone has their flaws and stuff, everyone has their stressors in life. It doesn't matter how you're living. Like rich people can be unhappy because money can't buy happiness. It's just facts.
And I think like also some of the idea that like people who have creative careers can't be stressed out by it is just this like disrespect towards any like the idea that arts are somehow inherently less serious than like sciences and stuff, or that there's no effort involved in it,
which is kind of bullshit, honestly, because there's a lot of things that wouldn't exist if you compare it to like other economic industries. It's like a lot of stuff wouldn't exist without artists being there, like say like the UI on your phone, even, or like shows and movies and stuff. It's like they wouldn't exist without those types of people existing. So it's like what value are you holding other people's work to yourself? Like I don't know, it just like I think it's just a really poor argument to say that, because like you could say like, oh, just try doing it yourself. Like I want to see you try to do that, like asshole. But like at the same time, it's just it just obviously requires a lot of mental taxing, and like what you said before. It's insulting when someone like stresses like an artist out, because it's like you're gonna ruin my creative flow, I should say, but that's not an excuse of saying that I'm lazy. It's just I can't actually function like this, it's just yeah.
And also I think there's just a lot of misunderstanding of the process behind creation in general, like how there's a lot of people who don't seem to understand that like when an episode of a cartoon airs on TV, the writing process started a long time before it actually aired. Like it's not something that can be made the week before.
That's another interesting thing too, because like did you know I bought like all the Steven Universe art books, and I actually like read through them and had interviews with the creators and stuff, and I was like wondering like why the pilot was so different from the final series, and it was because like after that pilot they decided to restructure the whole series, but without feedback from the audience. So like once the network was like ready to reveal like the series after like half of season 1 had been developed at that point, like everyone hated it. They're like, oh, why did Rebecca Sugar's cheaping out? She's choosing this like this really like shitty basic Flash art style. And it's like because the original art style was like kind of more detailed. And it's just because like they said themselves like it fit the tone of the show better because of how they rewrote it, so it's like that makes sense kind of in that aspect. but you know, like I kind of like the pilot art style in my opinion better. A little bit. Like the first episodes of season 1 like had a lot of that creator drive there, but then like the rest of it just kind of felt like it was written by different people, you know. And also like I remember being really disappointed by the ending of the series too, you know, thinking it was really anticlimactic and stuff, but it actually seemed kind of narratively appropriate for what they were able to accomplish, because I mean already the show was really ambitious for what it was, you know, like it did a lot of stuff. But like she wanted it to be like One Piece, like I heard, and I'm like, Jesus, like I don't know if like the network could handle that. So I mean, it makes sense why there was a lot of stuff they had to cut out just so that, you know, it was able to like finish properly. You know, which is kind of a shame. You know, it could have been better than it was, but yeah, you know, it's okay.
It would be kind of fun to see the Steven Universe director's cut though. Like just an extra like 200 hours of content.
That'd be awesome.
That they had to cut.
Even if they like make it like into a comic, like I would still like that, like with what they did with Invader Zim, you know? Like I really like that, honestly. Like, did you watch the Invader Zim like movie on Netflix?
No, I ended up not doing that because I was like, oh, I'll watch the original series first, and then I forgot, and now I don't have Netflix anymore.
Uh-oh. Yeah. I got like HBO Max recently, and then there's like some stuff on Netflix that I want to watch, and I'm like, that means I have to unsub from this, and I don't have enough money right now.
I want to watch Infinity Train. I hear it's really good. Because I remember when it was still a pilot and it hadn't gotten like greenlit as a series yet, and I watched the pilot on YouTube all the time.
Did that air on Cartoon Network or?
It's on HBO Max now though.
I think it aired like someone on Cartoon Network and then it switched to HBO Max, because I guess like they were able to like handle the production better there. It's really interesting how like all the Cartoon Network shows have this like very certain art style, because I'm sure their animation techniques are the same with every series, and they probably like recycle artists from different shows. Like I remember Craig of the Creek or something. It's like it has this very similar art style to like Steven Universe, because I think one of the main storyboarders actually created that show, you know, so it makes sense. But I just wish there was like more like kind of diversity in the shows like there used to be, because it's like I remember like Cartoon Network used to have like Billy and Mandy and like Foster's Home and like all these other shows airing at the same time that had like radically different styles from each other, you know, and it almost felt like more and then Teen Titans too, like oh my god. But yeah, like it just feels like now they're just kind of like I feel like they're almost like either it's because they're targeting a younger demographic, or just the structure of the studios are different now, but like I don't know. Like I really care about like the like art, like animation integrity, I should say. I wish they had more integrity, but you know, like just like comparing like Western and Eastern animation, is just it feels like there's more creativity going on one side than the other, like sometimes, you know.
The 150 harem isekai anime beg to differ.
No, I mean, like that's another thing too. It's like there's bad stuff on both sides all the time, you know. I just see only good entertainment and bad entertainment. Like I don't see like, is this an anime or is this like American made? It's like, yeah, I don't really care. If it's good, then I'll want to watch it. If it's bad, I'm like, oh man. Because like I've tried watching anime before, like when I was trying to get into it, and they're like those people that like watch like every season that comes out. Like I remember watching like Food Wars and like what was the boring one that I was watching? It's freaking
I don't know. There's
SAO, like Sword Art Online. It's like that was really freaking boring to watch. It was just
I never got into that one.
Like God, you know. It's like that's the same people's argument with Steven Universe. It's like, oh, if you don't have like, if the show's not good enough like at the beginning, then I'm not gonna watch it, because I remember people trying to watch it and like thinking like, oh, this sucks. Like I obviously, as like a naive like 15-year-old, I was just like, this is amazing, because I like binged the whole first season in like a day or something. So it's like, Yeah, but there was like people I remember like my freshman year who like were talking about like Teen Titans, and I hadn't really watched, or no, not Teen Titans, Avatar. And I really hadn't watched all of it at that point, because like when Avatar was airing, like I just had cable, and like obviously as a kid you're not able to like watch all episodes, like, or at least back in the day when I was a kid, because like streaming services didn't exist or anything. Like you had like YouTube or something, you know, if you but yeah, it's just I didn't like watch all the episodes, but like I watched it I think like a year and a half ago, and it's pretty good. It's like probably the most solid series I've ever seen, you know.
Avatar is great. Like they had a story, they told it.
Yeah, like they just had it all set up perfectly. It wasn't like they were figuring it out as they were going along. It felt like one like solid cohesive series, you know, that ended on a perfect note too. But Legend of Korra, I picked it different probably.
Legend of Korra had a really troubled production.
Yeah, just because of Nickelodeon sucks. But there's like good stuff in that too. There's like funny characters and stuff.
I love Korra.
Yeah.
Like,
at least I learned not to drink cactus juice from Avatar. It
like
actually,
Korra,
you go.
I think is like I don't know, there's just like a lot of lead characters in cartoons tend to be like very like optimistic and universally kind-hearted. You know, like obviously the first example that comes to mind is Steven.
Yeah, you have
Universe.
the cute protagonist. Yeah.
I like that Korra is kind of like hard-headed and bratty and a little arrogant at first.
Like a teenage girl, yeah.
Yeah, she acts like a teenager.
Yeah, like a disgusting, nasty teenage girl. They're seriously like I mean, can you attest to this, Ian? Like they're probably like the worst people on Earth, like teenage girls.
I wouldn't say necessarily. Like there are a lot of teenage girls who like I really value the friendships I had with them, and I would say are genuinely good people. But like teenage girls are definitely some of the meanest people on Earth.
Yeah, they can be. I just like it's just everyone in school is like really manipulative and stuff like that. Being in school like messes you up mentally, you know. It fucks you up kind of. Oh yeah, I have like my insane shit from school. Like I just have like little tiny memories, like it all felt like a blur. I mean, I recently met like someone from my high school like at my job, and then like I was like, oh, I think I remember you, and it was like that kind of weird conversation, but then it was like he's like he went to La Cueva too. He said it. He's just like, oh no, I dropped out or something, and I'm like, well, I graduated and I felt nothing. So
yeah, I don't know if I told this story. I had an anxiety attack at graduation because I didn't know there was a dress code, and they wouldn't let me walk until I like they wouldn't let me into like the space where we were all supposed to sit until I changed into like something more formal.
You were afraid that you wouldn't make the ceremony.
Yeah, and also I just like was not prepared for this at all. So, you know, my anxiety was a lot worse back then.
Oh no. Yeah.
So obviously my first reaction was to just start crying because I didn't have an outfit to change into.
Yeah,
and I was in a t-shirt and shorts.
I don't remember
because it was hot out because it was like May.
Yeah, it was freaking hot as hell in that building. It was like it was the Downs, so it's like the racetrack, and there's like a stadium inside where like they do the circus and everything. But like that's where we did the ceremony, and it was like really, there was like no air conditioning in there. It was like horrible, you know, because it's like late May in a desert. So, but like yeah, I think most of my anxiety sprang from like worrying what people thought of me and stuff. So it was always like that the constant mentality of like, oh, I'm like weird and different, you know, and I'm like afraid that like I'm just like I'll be seen as a freak. So like I just decided to like be really antisocial and stuff. Like high school, like school in general was so weird for me because it's just like on like I tried to be like outgoing and like put myself out there, and then like people were just like obviously like manipulating that because I was just kind of different, you know. Like, obviously, that's probably, I find that in common with, like, a lot of kids who had ADHD, was, like, they always, like, felt, like, kind of, like, an alien to everyone else, but, yeah, it was, that they're actually more normal than they think. You know, that's kind of how I was. But, like, you know, I've been definitely getting better at that, you know, not really giving a shit too much, but also kind of having this, like, better control and awareness of myself, you know, because that's what kind of solves it. I mean, you know, I've been trying to get out every so often, like, one by one, you know, trying to handle my social anxiety and stuff. So it's getting better, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I have to tell you too, in previous podcasts, I felt like really nervous to do it because I wasn't used to, like, doing podcasts like this. But then now I'm just like, all right, like, whatever, you know, because I've done it so many times at this point. I feel like I just needed, like, exposure therapy and maybe just an intervention, you know.
Yeah.
And like, another thing too was, like, I remember feeling insecure at some points because it, like, if you don't know, like, a lot of my other like a lot of my other family can fluently speak Spanish, but, like, I really can't, but, like, I can kind of be passively bilingual with it. Like, I can understand what people say, but I just don't speak it really often. So it's like that, you know, like, but, like, I remember, like, when I was younger, I felt so insecure about it. I was just like, oh my god, I felt bad about myself all the time, you know. So it's like, think of, like, the normal feeling you get from feeling disappointed or like ashamed of yourself, and then like multiply it by 10, because that's, like, how I felt. It was just, like, really overblown, like, that emotion pretty much, you know. So, like, yeah. And, like, it honestly, like, I remember in the past it created some awkward moments for me. It created, like, probably missed opportunities, but, like, I mean, what can I do with that at this point? You know, I could just move on, you know. So yeah, that's gonna be good for everybody else, you know, whoever's struggling with this and stuff. Oh, by the way, I started recording a minute ago, so just letting you know. When is Zach gonna come? Zachariah, like, he said he was gonna be here in 15 minutes. I mean, I don't mind if it's, like, just a podcast between you and me. So let's talk. I kind of want to talk about the Nuez boat, because, like, or, like, the evergreen boat, because that was, like, really funny. Did you see the meme that I sent? Well,
yeah,
SpongeBob do be unclogging the Nuez Canal. Immediately when Zach said the hardest boat to control, like, to pilot, like, I immediately thought of that episode, and I'm like, oh shit, I need to find the clip to that. And it was like, it's a funny episode too. It's like SpongeBob, like, looks like a badass in the episode, but at the end it's like, oh, he didn't actually do all of that, and then they revoke his license. It's like, what the fuck? It's like apparently one little tugboat was doing all of that. It's like, how is that possible? You know, just cartoon logic, I guess. I just like when characters, like, that are flanderized, you know, like, instead of flanderizing them, they put them into situations that they wouldn't normally be in. You know, I, like, really enjoy that stuff, because I really liked watching SpongeBob and seeing him, like, pissed off or something. Like, that was always, like, really good to watch, you know?
Yeah. Now I've got Goofy Goober rock song stuck in my head. I didn't know that was the Japanese one. Well, actually, I'll get the English one. I didn't know that was a parody when I was a kid, and then I heard the original on the radio, and it, like, shook me to my very core. I had to, like, reevaluate how I thought about it.
That's a parody? What?
Yeah, the song "I Wanna Rock." I'll send you.
I Wanna Rock. Oh yeah. Oh my god, why didn't I not get that? I always thought it's a separate thing. Oh my god. That kind of enhances my childhood, honestly.
Oh, that reminds me. Do you know the movie Rock and Rule?
I think so. I've heard of it.
The extremely 80s. Not quite a rock opera, because there's quite a bit that isn't song, but I like the music from it. It makes me sad that there's no, like, official soundtrack on Spotify or anything.
That's kind of lame. I don't use Spotify though. I'm like the freak, like, I use YouTube Music, and it's like, everybody's like, what? Everybody uses Spotify nowadays, but, like, I kind of like YouTube Music just because I have a YouTube account and it all integrates together. and like I mostly just try to find music on YouTube. Like, I mean, YouTube was like the hub of like music for a while, besides like Pandora back in the day, because they had like Vivo, but I think they all like kind of conglomerated it together. You know, they have a pretty good selection of music. Like, think of everything on Bandcamp. Like there's a lot of Bandcamp creators that are on YouTube, and then it all integrates that together. Because I think to get your music on Spotify, you have to have a distribution like company like do it for you and stuff. So it's like kind of weird. I mean, speaking of the podcast too, it's like I kind of want to just put it on like other platforms that are simpler to do, because I don't want like the rights to be taken over with it, because if I give it to a distribution company, they're gonna be like, oh, this is ours now, you can't do anything with this, and I'm like, no. So like, yeah, so I kind of like having like full control over it and stuff, like, you know, but it's gonna be on Spotify, or not Spotify, SoundCloud and stuff soon, so yeah. I mean, I know other podcasts like the Knuckle Sandwich and stuff, like those are YouTube exclusive, so, or I mean, yeah, I don't know. Hello! Hi! He's alive!
You both just started cutting out. You both like screamed, "Oh my god!" Me too. Anyway,
I'm such a big fan of you, Sakurai. Hello.
What did you just say?
Welcome to the BlahBlah cast. I'm Dave, and this is Leusis Jellyfish, and then this is Lambda Merc. All today, we're recording this on a cloudy Thursday, March 25th. Welcome back.
Oh no!
Yeah.
We spent a year under a rock, and we're still alive somehow.
I got beef jerky bits in my water cup.
That sounds delicious.
I gotta watch this now.
This is a great start.
Yeah.
I got beef in my water. I'm glad. I'm glad we're all doing okay though. We're surviving. We're surviving the plague that's going around.
Yeah. We're finally seeing some light at the end of the tunnel, I guess, which is good.
Yeah.
People are getting their vaccines now.
Yeah, I'm trying to get mine. It's just the state. Like there's like a long waiting list, and like like apparently like the option to schedule an appointment is like not available yet. So like that's how backed up they are. But like apparently they say that we're one of the biggest states for distribution or something. So yeah. Let's talk about let's talk about the freaking blizzard that happened yesterday though.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. Like for just one morning, yeah, blizzarding and wind and snow and ice everywhere. Like I couldn't see a foot in front of my goddamn face, and I didn't think I was gonna make it into work, but I did.
Where do you work, by the way? I'm just wondering. I haven't heard about this job.
Huh? It's Freddy's Steakburgers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like it better than my own job, at least.
So it's better. It's better than like Mike's from Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot better. Just because
I walked to Jersey Mike's, and then I walked back home from Jersey Mike's.
I walked to Burger King. Yes. Yes.
Did you see the full cover of that, where it's like the full song? It's so stupid.
The full song, but just about Burger King.
I walk to Burger King. I walk to. That's all it sounds like.
Yeah. Have you seen Imagine Dragons Radioactive? But I'm waking up. And it's just I'm waking up over and over again, but it's even pitch corrected. It's like the fucking all-star one.
Oh my
god!
God.
And I was not going, and I was not going, and I was not going, and I was not going.
And don't stop coming. Yeah, but that's what the Burger King one is like. It's like pitch corrected to match the song.
Oh my god!
I don't know why our friendship is bound on music memes. I don't know why.
I mean, those are some of the best types of memes.
Yeah.
Because music is great.
Did you
It's
see?
one of life's few consistent pleasures, at least for me.
Yeah. Do you know what the best like memes to me are? The ones where like it has a lot of heavy editing, like the YouTube the YTPMV collabs, like the Terry Crews or like the Old Spice one, the Old Spice collab.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yes, are you talking about Mountain Dew?
No, it's like it's by a channel called the Old Spice collab group or something, and it's like it was literally like a whole like really heavily edited video of like Old Spice with different songs, and it was like incredible.
Nice. So they're taking up the mantle for that guy, huh?
I guess. Well, Moen2, he reanimated the entire Kill la Kill intro to do
Wow.
the Weed La Weed one. Like I can't believe that. Like seeing naked titty Snoop Dogg is kind of interesting to me.
So,
I'm sorry.
hi. I just spaced out for the last like 5 minutes watching Yakuza cutscenes on YouTube. What?
You're just sharing her obsession with us, so.
What?
Sorry.
It's okay.
Vent that all, spit it out.
About Yakuza cutscenes and
the Yakuza cutscene. I remember the one where they're like, "I love you, ain't no Asakawa."
Yeah.
Like they're freaking roller skating.
Which is hilarious because that's okay. So that's a karaoke song. Which is one of the mini games you can do. I don't actually have the means to play most of these games because I don't have a computer that's suitable for gaming right now. Nor do I have any other platforms to play them on. So I've seen like playthroughs and like
They should port it to Switch.
With the games because of that. They don't currently want to do that.
Yeah, I bet.
I think like,
porting to the Switch is hard. Which is why I don't get why Nintendo doesn't just like I've been hearing like endless rumors about the Switch Pro like coming out this year and stuff, or like being announced this year, and it kind of seems logical because if by 2022 the Switch will be 5 years old, you know, and every 5 years there's always a new console or a refresh that releases, and plus it's like the Switch is in a weird position too because it came at the end of the generation, like of the 8th generation, like because the Wii U was the first console of the 8th generation, right? And it competed against the Xbox One and the PS4, but it obviously like was a commercial failure, you know. And I like to I think it's really weird how the year of Luigi was Nintendo's lowest financial year ever. Like that's just really sad.
Oof.
That's the year I got my Wii U. Or Lug.
Yeah. But God, has it really been 5 years?
Yeah.
Almost 5 years since the Switch.
It was five. It's been almost 5 years since we stayed for 6 hours in that GameStop. that was in the crazy day.
I know. I remember when it had just come out like it was fucking yesterday, man.
Now it's been 4 years. Jesus.
Why does time keep moving?
Time's a bitch. Honestly. But I mean, all you can.
Passage of time.
It's all distortion, you know. It's all an illusion, you know. Like you see it in different ways, you know. But if you think about it, like a lot of things have happened in the past 4 years, you know. But not really, since we were in high school and we forgot everything. We have like adolescent amnesia or something. I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it.
I mean, time is a construct, but we kind of can't live without it.
Time is an illusion to help things make sense. But that's why we're always living in the present tense.
It may seem unforgiving when a good thing ends.
But you and I will always be back then. Stop trying to sync up with me. There's a delay. There's a Discord delay. Oh my god.
I can't remember if at first it's you and I will always be back then or best friends.
It's both. It switches back and forth.
No, but like that first one. Let me look up the link.
It's you and I will always be back then. That's what it is. It's the Adventure Time finale song that actually made me cry when I first heard it. Like, I'm not joking.
Oh. I thought it was,
The lyrics, when you Google Time Adventure, the lyrics that come out are in Portuguese.
Why?
I don't know.
You didn't even type it in Portuguese. What the hell?
No, just Time Adventure. It's in Portuguese.
The fuck?
I'm pretty sure that's Portuguese.
What is it? Like, post it. Like, what is
Wait,
it?
what search engine are you using?
Just post a, like, screenshot of it.
Yeah. I thought you guys were talking about, what is it, the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared series? It sounded a lot like a song from that.
Oh, what?
I don't know why.
Have you seen the Adventure Time finale?
No.
Oh.
I haven't watched all of Adventure Time yet.
That's Portuguese. Portuguese is like weird Spanish, pretty much. It's, yeah. Like,
tempo e luxal. Yeah, if you have the A with the...
O tempo e luxal que argom sento atrás.
It's like Spanish with a bunch of little hats.
Yeah, it's Spanish, but like with a French accent. It's really weird.
Yeah,
like because I remember like talking to this guy who was from Paraguay, and his name was Bruno, and he was like some ripped lad. Like
check it out, Hagrid. I'm fucking massive, mate.
What?
You don't remember that?
It's gay Harry Potter fan fiction. Anyway,
what? Some guy pretending to be Daniel Radcliffe, but he's fucking massive, mate.
Fucking massive, mate. But yeah, like I talked to that guy, and everybody kept saying he was gay, but like he was cool. But like because I went to have coffee with him, but he was like really cool, and I remember him saying like I thought everybody spoke Spanish in New Mexico, and I'm getting like, this is the U.S. That's all I said. Welcome to the U.S. Yeah. But the thing is yeah, he what was I gonna say? That's pretty much all I like he told me that Portuguese was just like Spanish with an accent, and then he just like said something, and I'm like, oh, okay. But like I still don't get it, because there's still words that are different, you know.
Yeah.
But like
that, and
according to Bill Wirtz's History of the World, like, yeah, basically Portuguese is Spain, but not. So I guess
we have Spain and not Spain.
Yeah, Spain and not Spain.
It's funny to me how like Portuguese, Italian, and Spanish are similar enough that like people can sometimes like have an idea of what the other is saying, even if they don't actually speak each other's language.
I know. I noticed that.
And are just off there like vibing.
I know, right? Because they're so. And French people are really stubborn about that. It's like, if you don't speak like we do, then. But
it's all derived from Latin. Romantic characters. Lots of languages use Romanic characters that you wouldn't even think, like, you know, Vietnamese, but that's because Vietnam got invaded by France.
That's interesting.
Or, like, something interesting that I found out, Kazakhstan, they speak two languages. They have Kazakh, which is...
Isn't that the Pokemon, Kazakhstan?
What? I don't even know what Pokemon you're thinking of.
Kazakhstan.
Kangaskhan? Kangaskhan?
Yeah. Okay.
Kazakhstan is a nation in Central Asia. It is not.
Yeah. Sorry. You could continue. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a nation between, like, Russia and the Middle East, so their language started out as an Arabic one, but then during the USSR they switched over to the Cyrillic alphabet, and most people there just speak Russian anyway. But the Kazakh language is being transitioned from Cyrillic back to Romanic, like a Latin alphabet. So this is a language that has changed alphabets 3 times.
Wow,
it's fucking weird, but cool.
I guess so. It's like if English just like started like being like written in katakana or some shit. That's like weird.
I mean, you laugh,
but that could happen actually.
Yeah, because like every single cyberpunk universe has like, you know, Japan has basically taken over the fucking U.S.
Yeah,
like they did it in Blade Runner, they did it in 2077.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah,
because they're so integrated with like American culture. I think.
Yeah, such
really
gigantic corporate influence.
Yeah,
it's like, really interesting how like almost all Western sci-fi like has some kind of roots in Orientalism. Like,
yeah,
a lot of
like Blade Runner. Blade Runner has like all the Chinese people in it, and I don't know.
Specifically like this view of Asian or like just in general like Eastern quote unquote cultures as being like strange or exotic or otherworldly is like the basis for a lot of sci-fi world building. Like even like Star Wars and Dune.
Because bro, like Japan's like another planet there. They got like vending machines.
Like it's just a country.
They got like it's like they got like freaking vending machines that could dispense anything you desire there. Pretty much.
Yeah, Japan's not a normal place. They have checks notes, cool vending machines.
They have like anything you can buy. They have funny hentai on the streets where children walk. Just checks lists off.
I just saw something about that. I don't know if either of you guys know who Nanners is.
No.
But she's a.
You can call me Nannerpuss.
Yeah, she is a pink cat girl who is also a little goddamn gremlin, but she's adorable. And I saw this video from her this morning where on stream she was watching a video of this guy riding a bike in Japan, just like down a city street, and then all of a sudden there was an ad on the side of this little like K-car delivery truck thing that was just tits. It was like anime tits.
Yeah, exactly.
She screamed and like broke the
window. Why would you scream over anime tits? You're just
because she's on Twitch and it's TOS and she's gonna get banned.
Oh shit!
Like that's what she thought. It ended up being fine.
Wait,
but
you could just say it. You could just say that wasn't intentional. I'm just in real life where actual nudity exists that I can't control. Okay.
Like a freaking
Twitch is dumb.
Phoenix Wright debate in chat. Like the video of it, it's actually stupidly well edited. It's amazing.
That's funny.
Yeah, I've kind of had an obsession with VTubers as of late, as cringy as that sounds.
Yeah, that's fine. Everybody has.
I don't think genuine enthusiasm about anything is cringy.
Yeah, true. Yeah. What the thing is about VTubers, like, I feel like there are like a lot of online personalities. Like, I know that Andre Terba made a video about it, but he like said he said something about how like like a lot of creators nowadays are starting to become faceless, you know, entities, like our characters or something, and it kind of like makes more sense for the creator because that means that they get to maintain their privacy, but at the same time they have full control over like how their image is set, you know, and I think that's pretty good, you know, compared to how it's been recently where people are canceling other people and ruining their lives, you know, so it's like
and I think there's this like strange expectation for people who create content that might not even be related to their personal lives to like simultaneously be completely candid and like real, quote unquote, while also like never making mistakes. And like by making mistakes, I don't mean like big things, like, you know, if a person being an abuser is not like a mistake that can be glossed over easily.
That's intentional. Like, that's intentional behavior. Yeah.
But like just like small things.
It's just like people make mistakes, you know, like people do things and then that might seem socially uncouth, and then people blow it out of proportion and say like, oh, they're a pedophile. Like, don't even get me started with the Carson thing. I'm not I don't know if I want to talk about that.
Don't give them any chance to like learn and grow, or just say that like, yeah, I fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. But it's
like, get him out of here.
Yeah, it's just like it's like fucking go to prison.
You can't fucking do that.
You are a pedophile. You know who should you know who should be canceled is that guy like
Anyway,
Maximilian. Oh my god, that guy is an actual like psycho.
who?
Because
I, generally speaking, will have no idea who you like, what the people you're talking about are, because I like do not keep up with internet personalities.
YouTube. Well, I'm like really caught up with YouTube stuff because I'm on YouTube like every day. But
Yeah,
it's
me
like
too, but I'd still try and stay out of drama circles as much as I can.
well, I stay out of it, but I just kind of get informed of it sometimes. But it's just like
Right.
you just have to keep aware because it's just like these people prowl around and they'll like I don't know.
But genuinely, who are you talking about? Because I don't know. You're talking about
Maximilian. Maximilian, I think Maximilian, he was like a creator that was like going around like trying to swap people and like saying like he kept making jokes about how he was like, oh haha, I fuck children, haha, but he was like he was coaxing it as a joke the whole time, but when actually it was like really creepy.
You mean Maximilian Dude?
Yeah,
DOOD?
I think so. Like the guy with that freaking like the fucking sunglasses guy icon. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it just sounds like another fucking Shane Dawson situation to me.
Well, kind of, but I think he's
like,
more toxic than Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson was just fucking crazy. I think that's what he was.
a lot of people
A
like
lot of these people are fucking crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
You kind of have to be fucking crazy
it's
to
like,
survive on YouTube.
It's just he's like has this malicious intent with him though. It's like Shane Dawson. I feel like he was just like he had like some issue with him, but like Maximilian is just like human scum. Actually, he just like intentionally does this and has no remorse. Like I think he's probably a sociopath, but like it's just like I don't know. It's just like really unnerving to like listen to how he talks. It's like you would not want to be around people like this, you know. So yeah.
I like really dislike how people will try to use like, oh, it was a joke as just like a get out of jail free card. Like,
exactly.
Oh, a joke about what?
Oh yeah, like that's exactly what he did. He's just like
you can say that, but it doesn't automatically make it funny.
And it doesn't absolve you from anything. It's just like these people that are like, haha, I just pranked my friend into thinking that I killed someone, but it's just a prank, you know. But that's like that counts as like harassment. It's like Jesus, like that isn't absolved from anything. It's just like, or like people that say like it was my depression that caused me to like speed and drunk drive, and it's like that's your fault because you did that action though, you know. Technically,
like, the idea that something like can be an explanation for a person's behavior without excusing it is like something a lot of people still have to learn.
I know, right? Like grown ass adults and stuff. I'm like really concerned about society in general. You know,
there's this like weird lack of nuance when people talk about mental health, because it seems like people either believe, you know, you're 100% like if you choose to do everything you do, you know, like symptoms aren't real, or are like, oh, no, you can't criticize me.
It's like all up to you. Like either it's like one thing, like like there's like definitely a double standard to it. It's like where if it's someone who's genuinely like they perceive themselves as not being able to control themselves, then oh no, that means that it's obviously their fault. But then it's like when someone's suffering something and does something, like they want to absolve guilt from themselves and make it seem like, oh, but it was my depression or something. And it's like, but that doesn't mean anything. It's like you're allowed to be depressed or something. It's just, but if you do an action, it doesn't absolve you from the liability, you know. So yeah,
it's like you know, people might act with impaired judgment or genuinely believe things that are irrational, but that like your actions still have consequences, you know, regardless of how you.
When will you learn that your actions have consequences? Sorry.
We live in a society. But yeah, and it's also there's those people who try and use mental illness to like manipulate people. You know, like they threaten suicide to try and get what they want, and most of the time they don't even have a problem with that. They're just using it.
Well, yeah, it's just I think the basis on mental illness is that people lose control of themselves, and then obviously they have impaired judgment, you know. But like it's just, yeah, it's just I'm a serious mental health advocate at this point because of how I suffered from it, and then suffered people who did not believe it existed, you know. So like, yeah, it's just it's definitely like it can be a real issue, honestly, just due to the fact that it can break down a person enough so that they just either like they lose all control and they can't function as a person. Like say if you were like sick medically, it's like you probably couldn't function then, right? But then like it's kind of the same mentally, but it's like in a different aspect, it's in a different way, you know.
People
or
just, like,
yeah,
do not respect that chronic illnesses, including like mental illnesses, have a genuine effect on people. Like
yeah.
a person can have a disorder for their whole life, and it'll genuinely affect them for their whole life.
Yeah, and it can cause personality changes too, you know.
Yeah,
and
there's no quick fix for these things. It's just something that you have to live with.
You just have to kind of learn to live with it, you know. And that's kind of like the individual's responsibility, I think. It's like if you gone through abuse, or if you you know, like if you struggle with something, like it's kind of up to you to like learn how to deal with it, you know. But maybe not like forcefully, like, oh, you're just a pussy, or I'm not saying that. It's just like you just like kind of have to. You just have to kind of like
essential.
learn how to handle yourself. Yeah.
It's essential to be compassionate to yourself, and that includes sometimes doing things that are difficult or uncomfortable. Like, you know, there are times when I absolutely do not want to like get out of bed and brush my teeth. You know, and sometimes I'm not able to do that.
Did you know I woke up at like 2:30 today? Because I slept for literally like over 12 hours, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with me? And my mom's just like, I remember my mom walking in my room, and she's like, oh my god, is he still in bed? Oh my fucking god. But then it's just like, I don't know, I literally don't know what's up with me today. Like, I feel like, honestly, like I feel like I've just been chronically depressed lately, and I'm not afraid to admit that. Yeah, and I feel like it makes it better when I'm around people. Like, it kind of like helps treat it, but not like permanently when I'm around people, because at least, like, you know, I'm around people that I know care about me, and like I can feel safe around. So it's just like, yeah, it's fine. Like, I feel like that's a necessity for like most people, you know.
I think a support system.
Yeah.
Another big thing about being around other people is like it kind of helps you get back in touch with reality, because I think one of the hardest things for me is when like my depression gets really bad is I stop, like, I still kind of understand that the things I do have consequences, but it's not as real as when I'm around other people.
I'm sorry, I can't hear the word consequences the same way ever again.
do not keep saying it.
I just always think of Sammy. Like, I can't stop singing that kid. He's funny. That's another thing too. It's like I like a lot of cringy things, you know. Like, I genuinely like it. I'm probably like somewhat on the spectrum, you know. But like I like legitimately like some autistic stuff. But it's just like it's just like I feel like he's wholesome in the way that he was just really passionate about something, and that's okay, you know, because he was just a kid. He wasn't doing anything, you know. But people were just like, oh, that's cringy. You know, but I just genuinely love that kid because he made those videos. It's just funny to me.
I just keep thinking back to that fucking rant that Vinny made in like the Tucker voice. It was like, oh, cringe so hard, dude. I don't realize I'm just insecure about myself and my own identity, because when I watch that, I put myself in someone else's shoes, and you know.
Vinny has actually split personality disorder because he keeps pretending to be different people. It's my theory, though.
Because maybe there's an intrinsic value to who I am, bro.
Hey guys, I like Mountain Dew. Let's get this 360 no scope here. It's like I like his VW personality too. We both watch this streamer called Vinesauce, and he like Vinesauce Vinny. Like, Vinesauce is a group of people, actually. It's like a team. Yeah. But like Vinny's the head of it, so like he's the Vinesauce guy, and he basically like he on his streams sometimes he does these like alternate personalities of himself to kind of like make things interesting. So it's like sometimes he brings in VW, and it's just him doing a different voice with sunglasses on. You know, and then
Call of Duty.
Mountain Dew.
I'm like scrolling through Pinterest right now. I just saw a picture of a chair that had like little like feet at the end of its chair legs, and that's
What?
I'm extremely upset.
What?
I don't like that at all.
Okay. Okay.
I'm imagining it as like a Trevor Henderson monster. Like,
That's awesome.
it's just a monster that disguises itself as inanimate objects, and then when you sit down, that's when it gets you.
Yeah, it's like Long Horse. It's like a tree that turns into a monster that goes in your house.
What? You okay there, Dave?
Sorry.
What are you doing?
Sorry, I just had to open my door because it's hot.
Oh,
That's it.
isn't it still like really cold out though?
No. Or yeah, it is, but my house is really hot though.
Yeah.
My
no,
house
I
insulates
understand.
heat like a blanket. It's really horrible.
Yeah, I get it.
I can't wait till we have our air conditioner on because then it'll get really cold again. The thing is, our house like is shaped like a tube, like a metal tube. It's like I guess a wooden tube. It's really interesting because we had to replace a wall in my house recently, and they pulled out like a whole panel of drywall, and it's interesting because it's literally made out of studs and stuff. Like you can tell my house is a manufactured home because it's like it's like it was built in a factory, you know. It wasn't like really built like by hand, it seems, but like yeah, it's just like that. So but yeah, like since the air kind of flows like that, like it can get really cold in this house actually because the air conditioner works too good sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
Which is good, but yeah, you know.
Yeah, my fucking air conditioner, God. Did I tell you what happened?
What?
We've had to replace a lot of appliances in our house. Like, we just recently got a new fridge.
Oh yeah, I can tell because when I went to your house, like I put a cup underneath the ice thing and it like literal concrete came out. And it was it was just like, oh god, and it just like sprayed all over my face. It was like, Jesus.
Just like hard water and lime dust, but then eventually it just stopped. Like the light turned off and it didn't make things cold anymore, so we had to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's bad.
And then our air conditioner. So these two guys came in. It was TLC. It's the same company, but so they came in. So it was a thermostat that we had bought, and we asked them to replace it because our normal thermostat wasn't doing anything. So they put it in, and we thought it was working just fine for like a couple months. But then our utility bill came in and it was like fucking sky high, and we're like, what the hell? We haven't been using this that much. So it turns out when we were trying to turn on the heat, it would turn on the AC instead. Like the wires got fucking switched somehow.
That's
when
weird.
They wired it in. It's like,
so you turn on the AC during the winter and it got colder?
We thought it was the heat. That's what we were trying to do. But yeah, it was this thermostat that just wasn't the right thing for...
Wow.
Yeah, and so...
Wow.
We saw that and we called another guy who came in, which, like, that was our fault. But those guys that came in the first time should have seen it and be like, you know, you guys need a different thermostat. Like, what? And they provide thermostats for free, so it's like, why didn't you... Anyway, so the second guy comes, he opens it up, and... It's just like the pipes that are supposed to transfer heat are all frozen over. Like just this giant block of ice. And so this guy has to use a blowtorch to melt all the ice.
Holy shit. Did you have to bring an ice pick too?
Uh-huh. Or like, he just used like his hammer or his drill to like drill and pick out the ice, yeah.
Jesus.
But then it was fine. He'd put in the new thermostat and it works fine now, but just, it's like...
So
God.
the thermostat...
Weird things happen, man, with electrical stuff and wiring.
That kind of reminds me when I was over at your house, like your second house is like freaking... It's like it's really comfy in there at the same time, but then it also feels like being in like a freaking like haunted house in the mountains or something, because it legit like there's cockroaches in the bathroom and like it just felt like that when I was in there. I think I like your house.
Yeah,
but
that's another thing.
And then I put the cup under the fridge and then it's concrete powder sprayed at me. It's like you have all these old appliances in there too, you know.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. We've been replacing stuff. We've been doing home improvement for a long time now, and the bugs are not as bad.
Yeah.
Like I don't really see them anymore.
I don't usually see bugs in my house, like but I remember like in the years past, like we used to be dirtier and stuff. Like I used to be like less organized in my house. My room like looked like a hoarder's room because as a kid I did not know how to clean anything. So it was like I had a pile of clothes like up to the freaking ceiling, and it was like crazy. But like I remember like I had a net over my bed, and then I woke up and there would be like actual like little beetles like crawling on it, and I'm like and it used to just scare me, and I'm like yeah, it was like that bad. Yeah, but and then I remember one time I was trying to sneak in my mom's bathroom, and there was a like I was like trying to sneak in there because I was trying to get something without waking her up. And then I remember like looking toward like forward on the floor, and then there was a giant desert centipede like in front of me, and I actually screamed. And my mom woke up and she's like, okay. If you look up a picture of it, that's like we have those here. They're like the biggest centipedes ever.
Yeah, no thanks.
With big hardback shells. And it's like,
good. I'm good, man.
It was scary. It was scary. But yeah, we haven't seen those in a long time. Thank God. So yeah, we just have like black widows, I think. So
Jesus.
Like because like I remember last year we
those are no joke either, man. Like
I know, but at least they're eating the rest of the bugs though.
Yeah,
and now we just have a bunch of lizards, so they probably now that's the new ecosystem.
Yeah, it's easier to manage them. Like they don't move very fast. You just put on some gloves and get like a plastic cup and
yeah,
you know.
But I haven't seen them indoors, but I remember like looking underneath my house, and then like actually there's something really creepy. I was like cleaning up leaves, right? It was like in the last autumn, and I saw like all these like sets of legs like poking out from underneath, and I'm like, huh. And then I grabbed the spray and I started spraying, and then literally like 6 of them came running out at me, and I got creeped out. I was like, you know, and I was just like, oh, but like they started to die, but it was like literally like 8 of them crawled out, black widows. So it was just like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. It was like really creepy to watch.
We talk about something else.
Okay. How about how about my animations? Like what I'm working on and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we with Elle and I, like earlier, I talked before you came, Zach. I was talking about the Friday Night Funkin' Jam. I didn't get to make it because I didn't finish it. So what I'm just planning on releasing it anyway, probably like soon in a few days or something. Probably or like it maybe even tomorrow. I don't know, but like I've just had like a lack of motivation with animation and stuff. That kind of rhymes, a lack of motivation with animation, but like it like I like doing it. It's just like I want to find a better, more efficient way of doing it, you know, so it doesn't like burn me out as much, you know, because I like putting a lot of like a bunch of little details in it and stuff, and I obviously get really distracted with it too sometimes. It's not something I hate doing, or it's not something I'm not going to stop doing. It's just that I feel like I need to have a better method to going about it, if it even requires like, you know, being with someone else that, you know, can help encourage me or like, you know, supervise me while doing it, you know, like say if I got a job in a studio or like with a project, and then they were constantly like, okay, what did you get done today, you know, or something like that, you know, like I think that would be really cool. But, you know, I'm just doing it kind of independently right now, and it's weird, you know, but my hope is like by later this year I have like a whole portfolio of stuff, you know, because I literally have like 3 animations in the pipeline right now. Like one is one based off Mario, and then the other is like a Splatoon animation, and then one is the Friday Night Funkin', and they're all like half done pretty much. So like I just have to kind of finish all of them, and then like I'll probably release them in succession, you know. But beyond that too, I was thinking maybe to get me back into making more stuff, I've been with my friend my good friend Norm. So like he's a guy that like lives next to me, and we've been kind of hanging out every so often, and like we just decided like, why don't we start making videos where we record stuff while we do stuff and be funny. And then I was like, he's like, yeah sure. I guess it's not what he sounds like, but he has this like lisp. He's like, hey everybody. My name's Thorben. He doesn't sound like that. But he has this like lisp. He has this lisp, but when he talks like that kind of sometimes, you know, so...
He's gonna fucking watch this and be like, God damn it, man! What are we selling?
He's like, David's an asshole. Anyway, no, I love him. He's great, but like he we like went to Nobles and like I got these GoPro like straps, these body straps, and I like put it like had the GoPro in my chest pretty much, but it was hidden behind my jacket somewhat. So like we were just doing stuff inside and no one knew I was filming. But it was funny because like you didn't really easily see people's faces because it was like that low angle. So I mean, I think that's the best way to go about it with that. So like it was I wasn't like invading people or anything. It was just like, you know, just in general recording. So like yeah, like there was this funny moment where we went there to go buy like card sleeves because I got into like Pokemon card collecting. Because he got me into it because he's like, you want to check out my Gundam collection and my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I'm like, oh sweet. So like he just kind of got me into that, and then we decided to drive to Nobles, and but it was funny because there's this one guy who like was beaten next to me, and he's like oh, am I in your way? And he's like, no, not at all. Unless I fart on you, then it would be a problem. And I like laughed. So yeah, it was funny.
To be the kinds of people you meet there, but yeah, lots of people have been getting into the card collecting thing because of I don't know.
Because
it's a hobby you can do on your own.
Yeah.
And wasn't it partially because of like McDonald's started giving out?
Oh my god!
Card packs of Happy Meals. That's what got Vinny into it.
I got two Happy Meals because of that. Actually 3, but then the third one I did it like right when they stopped, and then they gave me a fucking Raya and the Dragon toy instead, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. So
damn it.
Yeah, so I got 2 sets though anyway, and like one of them was a holographic, so I was like, whoa. So yeah, it was like a holographic I forgot, like Snivy or something, I don't know. But yeah, it was cool. Like I think the whole card market's pretty crazy too, because it's like I actually legit have a card that's like $20 in my possession, and I think it's like a oh god, can I actually like get it out here? Hold on, I want to show you guys.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it appeals to me somewhat too, because I just like the art on the cards. Like that's the whole reason I would do it, because because they look cool. I just like it because they look cool. I like it because they look cool.
Okay.
Like especially Magic the Gathering cards.
They gave me a big white box to put it in, pretty much. Yeah, it's like a double holographic primal Groudon. So like, all right.
See you guys later then.
Bye, sweetheart.
Goodbye. Bye again.
Bye. I need to stop saving art porn on my phone, dude. I always get scared because it's like I look through my roll and then it's like it appears. I'm like, Jesus fuck.
No, I am definitely guilty of that.
Really?
That's basically all that I have now.
It's always stuff where it's like it's always like the weirdest shit ever too. It's like, because I thought at the time, I'm like, oh, this is pretty good because it's like good art genuinely, but it's always like, it's literally, there's like one where it's like freaking what is that Pokemon? Fucking it's like freaking Toxtricity fucking Cynthia from the Pokemon trainer. I thought it was like, oh, this is pretty hot and it's good art, so I'm gonna save it, but it just appears on my roll.
I open up my fucking camera roll and I don't see one picture that isn't fucking God.
I just admitted I look at Pokemon porn now, so great, but it's pretty good art though.
Oh, here, I have this one was funny.
Look, those are my most expensive cards there. Look. They're like nice. They're $20.
Mirror shot and whoa. Crime will grow on with the frickin' Japanese text.
Japanese?
It's a Japanese.
It says Gaia Poruka or something.
I'm just gonna send this because I thought it was funny.
Stimulus checks are being spent on dildos, tigers, guns, and stripper
Guns
poles.
and stripper poles.
So you combine all three.
Someone replied,
You combine all of them.
combine all of them.
I'm just saying that's not my thing though. That's cool. That's funny.
I know.
I know. Yeah. I think this is okay to talk about on the podcast though, because I know Critical's talked about stuff like dildos and like his dick size and stuff.
Anything.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But
yeah, and the even if you do show stuff sometimes, because like the videos he's made with like sex toys and shit.
he has an interview with Susan Wokicki too. She's like, how can I make the website better? And then he's like, actually make it good for creators. And she's like, okay. But she's like the only person he interviewed though. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, like she's the only person, like he's the only person that she interviewed, because it's like I don't even know how. It's just, and it's funny because he's like one of the most vulgar creators on the site.
Yeah, like, why not fucking PewDiePie? Isn't he still the most subscribed?
He's the biggest creator on the platform. Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, anyway.
Just more people in general, like, not just the most subscribed person, but like...
Oh, hey, my PewDiePie! My PewDiePie!
I haven't watched any of his videos in, like...
Me either.
Goddamn years. Yeah.
I'm subscribed to him though. I don't like his Minecraft series or Lowai or something, but I think he's cool. Yeah. I like how his icon is like every edgy like white-haired boy protagonist anime like character, like freaking.
Stop calling me the Kazuki.
Stop calling me the Kazuki.
Everyone thinks that's who he is.
Yeah. Anyway, can I talk about this experience that I had? This happened last night actually. So I just decided like I like all night last night I was like stressed out. I'm like I can't get anything done. And I had like Oni Plays on because I watched like Oni Plays compilations and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna go with my bed and jerk off. So basically like I was like looking at a bunch of stuff, and I just go on these like trips where it's like like when I'm on a porn site or like a thing like anything, right? Like I just like freaking go on this like this surge where I just like look at like a million things, right? And
yeah, and
that's how I get those fucking like art porn pictures on my phone anyway. But yeah, so basically I'm just like I remember like kind of going up in a freaking like yoga pose, like a bridge pose, like and jerking off, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting, you know, because the thing is like before I was kind of like trying to suck my own dick, and I'm sure every guy's tried to do that at some point, honestly. Yeah, you know, and it's like it seems like an interesting thing, you know. The thing is I can almost do it, it's just what happens next will surprise you. So like
well, believe it.
You'll have to click to find out. But yeah, I so like basically I come way harder than I usually do, because I think it's because I was squeezing my pelvic floor muscles because I was in that position. Like you kind of squeeze your ass, and like it comes out like a super soaker, and it goes in a perfect arc into my eye.
Oh god.
It goes like really high, like in an arc, and then it just goes, pew, and it's just like, it's like, what the fuck? And then I like just get up, and I'm like, it's surprising because I aimed fucking perfectly at my eye, like it did not go anywhere else. So like I like get up and I'm like, fuck, and this is the worst thing. And then I like just immediately go for the shower, and it like it burns for like hours after that because I don't know, it's just it just freaking burns for some reason, and it like it made my eye hurt so bad, but that was an interesting experience, and I felt so like it freaked out by that. It was like horrific to me.
Yeah, I mean, besides landing in your eye, it sounded like it must have felt pretty nice.
It did for like a second. Well, it's like
that half second of like
I was trying to fucking like I was trying to fucking suck myself off before, like for like half an hour while Oni Plays played in the background. Okay, and then I was just like I was like, okay, I'll just do this, you know, because it's like I don't know, and yeah, I guess it was relaxing for a bit. But then it just like fucking turned south really fast.
So when you say bridge position,
it's like when you
is that the one I'm thinking of?
it's when you have your body like, or what is it, like fucking you like the yoga bridge pose. It's like
your back is arched, right?
Yeah, you and arch your back, arch your back up while you're like
under you. Yeah. Yeah,
like you just like pushing yourself up with your legs and arms. And your back is arched up, so it was like that, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I might try that actually. That sounds kind of cool. It might be nice.
But yeah, it's fucking. I think it's okay. I think it's fine. It's just like It's like I don't know why I had to
just
like
maybe
this.
Cover your lower half next time or something. I don't know.
There was this like fucking really funny video though, because I was like also trying to look up videos of like guys sucking himself off to like to see how I can do it, and it was like weird because there was this guy with like a freaking like horse cock. He had like freaking like foot long, it said like 11-inch massive guy like try sucking himself off, and it was like weird because
damn.
it looked weird because it was like it looked like it was injected with silicone or something. It was just like so like weirdly huge because it just didn't seem natural, and it was like I know that there's guys who do that, and it like it's totally not worth it because it makes it like unfunctional after that at that point if you like inject it with something.
Yeah,
but it's not worth it. But like the thing is like it was so funny because like you just hear like, oh, I'm gonna come. Just the whole time. Yeah. I almost want to like put that video on like a Bluetooth speaker in the middle of the night to like fuck with somebody because it sounds so weird, and it's just like smacking noises like, and then he's just like, I'm gonna come.
God, dude,
it's so weird.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's talk about like the 650 school like mass shootings that happened in the U.S. last year, or like how like they made a documentary on Trump being. Let's just get into the heavy topics, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. So
yeah,
but yeah, so really, the U.S. Census counts over 4 people being impacted as a mass shooting. That's debatable. I stand for gun rights. Huh. Anyway, so yeah, so this is manga that I read called Chainsaw Man, and it's like, it's pretty good actually. It's funny because I ordered it in an Amazon order with like Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, because I wanted to get that game even though I have the Wii U version, because it like the new game I think is worth buying, and plus like it adds like online multiplayer to it too, which is really freaking cool. Like I was kind of hoping that you get the game too, so we could both play it or something.
Wait, what game?
Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
Oh, yeah.
So like it has online multiplayer, and it has a new game mode, or it has a completely new game attached to it. So it feels like that game is like what Mario games should be. It's like an evolution of Odyssey, I should say, even. Because it's like, you imagine like, instead of having a loading screen or like a map to like select a Mario level, it's just all an open world, and if you want to go to a Mario level, you just go there. And like, that's just genius design, honestly.
I know how it works. I've seen it.
Yeah. But I really can't wait to play it though. Unfortunately, they kept delaying my Amazon shipment for some reason. It's like, oh, it was gonna come yesterday, but now it's gonna come on the 30th. And it's like, what the fuck is happening? Like, it usually takes like Amazon like 2 days to ship something. It's like, what? Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just really weird. But, so...
Something that I watched or read. Yeah,
well, I haven't finished talking about Chainsaw Man though. It's basically, it's a really over the top manga. I think like it's just really interesting. It's like this guy who his dad like basically hung himself because the Yakuza put him into debt or something, and then they put the debt onto his child. So like now the child is homeless, and this guy kind of grew up like that, and eventually it's like, you know, they just go out, like apparently all these demon zombies go after him, and then he's like, but then before he meets this like little Poochie that he calls Pochita, and it's literally like a demon dog that's like it's a chainsaw demon that's a dog, and he said basically it's like, if you can infuse with my heart, then maybe I can live out my dreams and not have to die, because we're both gonna die anyway. So it's like this really cool thing, and then all of a sudden he starts talking to him, and he's like, well, a contract's a contract, you know? So basically, like, later he gets killed and chopped up into bits and thrown in the dumpster by these, like, demons or something, and, or by the Yakuza, and the demon, like the little dot, Puchita, fuses with his heart, and then he reforms and, like, comes back to life, and, like, but instead he's infused with, like, a demon, and he becomes Chainsaw Man. So it's like, that's like really cool. And then he goes, he meets this girl that's a part of the Demon Hunters Association, and then he's basically like when he first laid eyes on her, it's like before he died, he said like, I just want to be hugged by a woman before I die. And then he's just like, oh, hug me, and then he like turns back to normal, but then she fucking like clubs him, because she's like, if you're doing this for shallow reasons, then you shouldn't be, or something. And basically, like, you know, like, it's just really funny, you know, it's just like a really over the top manga, and I highly recommend it. But like, that's the most that I've read so far, and it's like, it's just really cool. Like, it came out recently too, like 2019, and I hope it gets, if the anime adaptation happens, I hope it's like really good, you know?
Yeah.
If it does, it'll be like the new Fully Cooley, because it's that like fucking over the top and crazy, you know.
Yeah. Which
is really weird, because Fully Cooley got adapted into a manga, which is really like unconventional for that, you know.
Yeah.
You normally it's some anime or manga that's adapted to anime, but like they did vice versa with that. So I told you that in the manga, apparently he actually kills his dad, and then like, what is it, Nina Mori calls she calls Haruko a bitch, and then she's like, well, that's a compliment. It's funny. She's like, bitch, I kind of like the ring of that. Anyway, what is your favorite thing you've consumed recently?
Does it have to be anime specifically?
No, it said anything. It could be something you watched, read, or played, or something.
Right, I just thought that was the theme, though. Yeah, no, it was Hell of a Boss, actually.
Ooh,
and I think
it's that like mini series done by the Has-Been Hotel creator, yeah. Viv C. Paul.
And Brandon Rogers. And yeah, it was really good.
Wow. I have not watched it.
I was kind of hesitant about that stuff, like Has-Been and Hell of a Boss, but yeah, give it a chance. Well, I watched it with other people, which, you know, made it better. It always does. But yeah.
I might watch it. I might watch it after
cool
this. So
art style, really funny, and yeah, it has Invader Zim in it.
really?
Like he's one of the characters in it.
Wait, what? Are you kidding me?
It's the exact same voice. No, I'm not kidding you.
Oh, is it Invader Zim the character?
No, he plays a character called Moxie, but it's the same guy.
Wait,
That's
awesome.
Voice.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's really good.
I think it's
Yeah. Do you know what it's about, or do you want me to explain it?
I haven't seen it actually. Like I saw it, but it's just I was hesitant like you too, because it's like I rewatch Has Been Hotel and I don't know what's up with me. I need to stop being such a bitch when it comes to like new things, because like I think I'm the most like that with video games, because it's like there's like a game that someone plays like CS:GO or something, and I'm like, they're like, you should totally play it, and I'm like, I don't want to because I think I'll be bad and it's a competitive game, so I don't know. But like I need to stop being such a bitch with things like that, because like I remember like for the longest time I wanted to play more TF2, so
I mean, you like what you like, man. Don't be too hard on yourself.
yeah,
Like, I understand if you don't want to play things like that.
yeah.
I especially understand why you don't want to play CS:GO. Fucking God, that game makes me so angry.
I know.
Anyway.
Yeah. Continue. Hell of a boss.
But, yeah. I mean, I've been watching like a lot of new things and playing new things because I met this guy and we like a lot of the same things, but he's been introducing stuff to me and me to him, you know. It's just how it goes. But anyway, yeah. Hell of a Boss is about these imps. Like, you know, Hell of a Boss took place in hell, so it's like the same universe.
Oh yeah, it's the same world. It's just like different characters. Yeah.
And so there's 1, 2, 3. There's 4. No, 5. Yeah.
Do the main characters has
4.
Oh.
There's 4 main characters, and they're all part of this company called IMP, the Immediate Murder Professionals.
IMP.
So yeah, they're
imp.
Like imp. But they're imps that have access to the mortal realm.
That's really funny because it's like IMP, haha.
Yeah, and when people like come to hell and they have unfinished business, they hire these guys to go fucking like kill people who are still alive.
Whoa.
It's just really like stupid and edgy, but it's awesome and fun at the same time.
I like that because it's like
it's some really good art.
I don't like anything
I
don't like anything that takes it too seriously. I mean, I have my gripes with Vivzy Pop's art style because I feel like her character designs are too detailed sometimes. You know, because it looks like a pain to like animate, but
yeah,
I really enjoy it honestly at the same time. But do any of the characters from main characters from Has Been like appear as cameos or something? Like Angel Dust?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and if you go back after watching Hell of a Boss and watch Has Been again, you can actually see like character prototypes for Hell of a Boss.
That's like, crazy. Oh yeah,
really
like background characters, you mean?
Uh-huh.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but then they end up becoming the main characters for yeah, anyway.
That's the best thing I think you can do with that, like just make a pilot and then you're like, I'm going to develop this into a thing, and then you just make a series.
Oh yeah, like Has Been is a webcomic now. They only did that one episode, and then they did Hell of a Boss, which performed like much better.
Because it was something people wanted to watch. That's why
they're continuing that as a show. Yeah, but Has Been is still going as a webcomic.
Yeah, I thought they were trying to greenlight it or something.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like that's just how it went.
Yeah, I heard of this guy who was like he wanted to animate for them or something, but he was actually like not a good artist at all. And then she's like sorry, I don't think we're not really like hiring or something. So he got like really upset, and then he started trying to dox like team members and stuff. And he was like he's actually like really like horrible, like toxic towards it. I know, right? Like he's like, I want to do animation for a living no matter what. Like he's like me if like I had like no fucking, like I was just insane about me trying to do this.
No fucking like self-control or
like you're just like really toxic towards people, and you're just like you just have
Yeah.
You lose your shit over being denied something. It's like, okay.
Self-important and all that. Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
That kind of shit happens.
Yeah. I think the voice actor for Invader Zim is Richard Horvitz, I think. That's his name.
Yeah. So and he plays a character called Moxie. He's one of the imps.
That's really funny. So is it like Doom imps, or is it like their own version? I don't know why I just did that voice.
You're trying to do an Invader Zim impression.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, no, it's Vivzy Pop imps. It's her own, like,
yeah.
You know, you just when you see it, you'll, yeah.
Yeah, she like makes everything like really like fluffy and like.
And if you've seen Has Been, it'll seem really familiar. So
yeah. I'm still trying to find my art style, because like I feel like I bound my art style off of different people. Like when I did the Super Mega animations, I kind of directly copied Don's art style because I like him as an artist. Mm-hmm. You know, I really love his art, honestly, and it's really weird. Like he can draw really stupid shit, but like really serious stuff at the same time. You know, and I feel like that's kind of what I want to be as an artist, like not just drawing stupid all the time. And I feel like part of my problem is like I feel like I just do random stuff too much. Like when I'm trying to come up with ideas, like if you look at my sketchbook, it's just random shit all over. And I don't have like a central focus, which is okay, but it's just like I feel like it's a problem when it comes to projects. Because I can't just do it all over the place, you know, unless I mean, I know it's just for YouTube, it doesn't fucking matter, but it's just I just wish I was more focused sometimes, you know, because I feel like I make worse stuff when I'm not focused at all, you know, because I know artists that are just like I like just drawing this one thing, and I respect that, you know, because it gets them to draw. And it's something that they really like, you know. But with me, it's like I just see something and I'm like, I'm gonna draw that, or like something, you know. And then I look back and I'm just like, I should have just kept doing this, you know. So yeah. Anyway. Wee. Oh. Lime on the coconut to check it all up. Haha.
It was the last thing we're going to talk about.
I guess we're still stuck on this island. You know, we're still stuck on this island, like doing this podcast. So,
yeah,
I think that's the lore. I'm pretty sure.
It's been hard, yeah, but
trying to recycle water from the sea because you can't drink like seawater and stuff. So, yeah. Good night, BlahBlah heads.
Good night.